Okay, it's been a pretty crazy couple of days when it comes to trailers. Basically, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, a whole bunch of trailers came out. I planned on doing separate videos on all of them, but then I just realized that's going to be way too much, and plus I don't want to overload the content right now. So I'm going to do one big video instead. There's about 5 trailers I'm going to talk about in here. Once this is up, I'm going to put timestamps below if you want to see it. Anything specific. Like if you want to jump to, I'm going to go in order of when they came out. So if you're only here for the Barbie trailer, because I'm going to talk about that, the timestamp for that is going to be in the description. But other than that, let's just get started with it. So I must admit, I don't really talk about the MCU on here, but it's a franchise I'm very passionate about, and one that I can admit that is not really in the best spot right now. Granted, we're seeing that they are going to be making changes to this. They're rewriting scripts. They're pushing back a lot of things. Granted, some of it may not have to do with the quality sometimes. Granted, with the whole controversy around Jonathan Majors right now. But Secret Invasion is poised to be the next MCU show. We had a bit of a break with She-Hulk because that was the last show that came out like last fall, and now we have the next one coming out this June 21st, I believe it is. I gotta be honest here. Outside of the second season of Loki, I feel like Secret Invasion could really be something special here. On top of that, I just think this trailer was really well done. It doesn't reveal anything in this trailer. Like it reveals nothing, and that is exactly what I wanted from this. This is gonna be like a Cold War esque spy thriller with pulling inspiration from Homeland and The Americans. I've seen a bit of The Americans. I like that show a lot. And with also a very serious tone, which honestly something the MCU has been needing for a while, very adjacent to The Winter Soldier. Based on what we've been getting from this trailer, uh, is this gonna be Samuel L. Jackson's last time as Nick Fury? Because this is the first time he's leading an MCU property, because he's always had pretty big supporting roles, even if it's a little appearances. But this is the first time he's leading a show on top of Sam Jackson actually being listed as a producer on the show. So, granted, I am still a little cautious because there's weird stuff going on with the MCU right now, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a hit. Secret Invasion was one of the first comic book crossovers I read growing up. I feel like this could really shake up the MCU. I like the fact that it's a miniseries and not a movie, because I feel like you can get so like deep into this with its story, especially with like reveals of who was a Skrull the entire time, or like for a little bit of time. And I've got my theories on that as well. But I just really feel like if they do this well, this could probably be the best MCU entry of the year. And that's even including Guardians 3, which honestly I'm pretty sure is going to be a banger because it's James Gunn. But either way, I'm pretty excited about Secret Invasion. I have been for a while. This pretty much cemented that, and I'm pretty excited for June 21st. So Hypnotic is a trailer. The trailer didn't really set the internet on fire for this, but I had heard about this because a work in progress cut premiered at South by Southwest when that festival was going this year. And I gotta admit, I'm really interested in what this movie could be. This stars Ben Affleck as a seemingly washed up detective that is working in this world of like bank robberies and heists, but they're all being done by this one man played by William Fichtner that is using hypnosis to get random people to pull off these bank heists and can somehow make reality like a different reality normal to you, and this is all tying back to Ben Affleck's daughter who disappeared a few years ago, so that's involved in it. So it's going to be a much more personal story than that. This is directed by Robert Rodriguez. He has been talked about a very long time about wanting to make this movie, and apparently it's out there. A work in progress cut again has screened, and it's coming out in May. I don't really think this is going to light up the box office, but I feel like this is just Robert Rodriguez doing a Christopher Nolan movie. There are a couple of shots in the trailer where you can see like buildings move in from a horizon, like just like that, and it's very inspired by Inception. I don't really have a lot to say about this because I just think what's called Hypnotic, excuse me. I think that this could be a really cool idea. It reminds me of a lot of the the kind of lower budget sci-fi movies that Ben Affleck did, like Paycheck from the 2000s, and I've got like a soft spot for those kind of movies. And the fact that it's Ben Affleck again doing a relatively small movie. Also, Alice Braga and William Fichtner, as I mentioned earlier, are in this as well. So there aren't really like many big stars on it. It's not like an amazingly huge budget, I think, but I feel like this could be at least a fun time, and I just think it looks fun, and I'm probably gonna go see this. Now with this Blue Beetle trailer. This is the first movie after The Flash, which is apparently set in the DCU. It's confirmed by James Gunn, who now runs DC, that this is going to be a part of the DCU, although it's not officially like, bam, starting until the next Superman movie a couple years from now. As cool as I think that this character is getting a movie, I've never really had like an emotional attachment to this character. I'm gonna be honest, I really only know Blue Beetle from Injustice 2, but I do know he has a pretty passionate fan base. I know that he was featured in Young Justice. I know a lot of people that first saw him in the Brave and the Bold animated series on Cartoon Network, and I've seen a couple episodes of that. Someone named Zolo Maridueña is playing the character, the Reyes. Uh, uh, Not interpretation, but incarnation of this, because I know there are other Blue Beetles. I believe Ted Kord is one of them as well. Apparently, I have not seen anything that this guy has been in, but apparently he is a pretty good standout on the Cobra Kai series. It's not really a show I'm interested in, but I know a lot of people like him in that show. I gotta admit, I think it looks pretty fun. It reminds me of Power Rangers in a couple of ways, especially with how the Blue Beetle suit looks, which I gotta point out, looks phenomenal. I think the fact that we saw that one set photo maybe a couple months ago, and most of the suit is not CG, it looks pretty fantastic, and I think like the CG really enhances that. I do like the family element that's here as well, or seemingly being here, which is very similar to Shazam, but at least in Blue Beetle, in the trailer we see the entire family see Jamie become a Blue Beetle, which we don't have to avoid that anymore, and I like that. And plus, at the end, there's a Buster Sword and a massive katana. I just think that's pretty sick. I love how that looked, that little sequence of him forming the sword and just doing that. Very, very anime inspired, I think, and I adore that a lot. And I guess there's controversy with this. It's a little childish, I think. But at the end of the trailer, George Lopez plays Jamie's uncle in this. I think it's his uncle, and he calls Batman a fascist in this, which I guess rubbed some people the wrong way. All I'll add to that is it's not what the movie's saying; it's what the character is saying about it. It is not directly attacking Batman, although it's very funny to see a couple unnamed YouTube channels get very mad at that and like piss their pants and be crybabies about it. The movie's not saying that. It is a perspective of a character. Just like in Peacemaker when this happened. And they got mad at that too. So, all I'll say is, at least they're consistent. But who do I care? Either way, Blue Beetle I think Blue Beetle looks pretty fun. I just feel, I want to see a little more. I do know that this was supposed to go on HBO Max, but now it's going into theaters. And I can kind of tell it was supposed to go on HBO Max, if I'm being honest. But I think this could be fun. And I do want to see maybe one more trailer. Just to see, like, what we're getting at here. Although this was a pretty good trailer. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is the big one. At least to me, this is the big one here. So, Across the Spider-Verse is the sequel to my favorite Spider-Man movie, and what I could probably say is my favorite animated movie of all time. Just flat out. And oh, this looks so good. This just looks great. I don't want to repeat myself, but oh my god, the attention to detail in this is fucking fantastic. I believe this was the first trailer that was entirely new footage, because a lot of the past ones kind of had footage from Into the Spider Verse and all that, but this is the first full trailer that like is all pretty much all brand new footage, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And also, this should be the last trailer. I, if you say that this trailer revealed too much, I get it. I completely get that. It makes sense. But oh my god, wow. I think Oscar Isaac looks fucking scary as hell. Well, not looks because he's doing the voice, but even Miguel O'Hara even looks like Oscar Isaac in this. And plus, the callback to No Way Home was pretty funny, and just goddamn, this could be great. I'm honestly, it's gonna be great. Like, I can't doubt it at this point. I'm pretty sure this could be my favorite movie of the year. I don't know if it's gonna. It's very tough to beat out John Wick 4 at this point, but honestly, if there's gonna be any movie that can top John Wick 4, it's probably Across the Spider Verse. So there's that, and also I wanted to go through the trailer frame by frame personally because I did that with the trailers for the first movie and I loved it. However, I don't have enough time, and I'm sure New Rock Stars, that YouTube channel, is already onto it. So I'm gonna watch that when it drops. But this is probably the best trailer out of the bunch too, and just yeah, it cemented that this is gonna be a great movie. Okay, I know that I said Spider Verse was the big one of this video to me, but in terms of just overall talk and trending, Barbie was the big trailer this week. There have been a lot of people like talking about this movie, and just so much happening around this movie. This is still a teaser as well. We don't really know what this is about yet, but there's so much talk and so much chatter going on about this movie. This looks incredible. Granted, if Warner Brothers is still like in a weird place financially, a lot of money went into this movie when it was made. And honestly, this looks amazing visually. All like the Barbie world feels very plasticky, but like in an appealing way. I think they nailed it with that. And as I said earlier, this is a massive cast. Like so many that I can't like it's gonna take up too much time for me to name everybody in this movie. But like you can like look them up. You can do an easy like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing, but it's only 1 degree and you can connect it back to this movie. That's how many people are involved in this movie. And as the Beach Boys song in the trailer said, this looks so much fun. It looks really fun. It looks like everybody's having a great time. I think Ryan Gosling is probably going to be the best part about this movie because it's been a hot minute since we've seen Ryan Gosling in anything, at least that I can think of. I think Margot Robbie is a great casting choice for the main Barbie, and plus, all the other Barbies and Kens, and also Alan. I don't know enough about Barbie, but I didn't know there was a doll called Alan, and Michael Cera's playing Alan. But it's a weird pick. I'm sure these are all like real things that like real Barbie products, but it's just really funny. It's pretty much just a teaser. I personally don't need anything else for me to go see this movie, which I gotta admit, I can't believe I'm saying about a Barbie movie. But it just looks that good. I really think there's so much love put into this movie. But part of me is hoping for a full trailer just to know, like, what's happening in this movie. Other than, like, I know that Barbie and Ken are going out in the real world, and The CEO of Mattel is played by Will Ferrell in this, who always nails like a soulless corporate smile, and I love that about Will Ferrell. Yeah, no, this is pretty convincing that this could be a pretty great movie. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite movie of the year, but I think it'll at least be up there if they nail it. All right, that does it for all of the trailers that have come out in the past 3 days, because this was pretty chaotic for the past couple of days. So, what was your favorite trailer out of the bunch of these? Was there any trailers I missed during all of this? I know there was like a 45-second Beau is Afraid trailer, the new film from Ari Aster, but I didn't feel like it was worth talking about because it's less than a minute long and I want to go into that movie as like blind as possible. But if you want me to talk about any other trailers that have been coming out, or let me know what your favorite trailer is out of this bunch, uh, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.